My grandma is weirdly sexual with me, and I don't know how to tell my family. My mom and I moved into my grandparents' house when I was in first grade after my parents split up. For as long as I can remember, my grandma has been making weird sexual comments and just doing weird things. When I was in elementary school, she made this game where we would smack each other's asses. Around the time I started middle school, I realized this was weird and didn't want to do it anymore. She continued to do that to me. When I leave the shower and am in just a towel, she whistles at me. One time she did this, and I ran to my room only to remember that I left all of my clothes in the dryer. But I didn't want her to see me, so I didn't leave my room and just sat there with a towel for a while. She saw the clothes in the dryer and knocked on my door. I opened it, and she handed me the basket of clothes. She took out one of my pieces of underwear and showed it to me while smirking. Another time she went through my laundry and picked up the Calvin Klein underwear I had and showed it to me again, this time saying something like, "Ooh, you're wearing underwear like this?" while smirking again. She also bought me sexy lacy underwear once. Another time, she lifted up my skirt to look at my underwear. There's more, but just a lot of weird stuff like that. It made me very uncomfortable, and I didn't really understand how weird it was until I imagined if it was a man doing that to me. My grandma has smacked my ass in front of my mom. My mom saw my uncomfortableness on my face and said, "Just ignore it." Just the fact that she feels comfortable enough to do it in front of my mom, and one time my friend, made me feel like I was being dramatic for feeling uncomfortable, and what she was doing was okay. But I hate being around her. I hate her touching me and hugging me. Everyone loves her, and she's a small old woman, so I don't feel like anyone would believe me if I told them I think she's a creep. The thing that convinced me that I wasn't wrong about feeling this way was when my mom told me that when she was 16, my grandma wanted to teach her how to kiss. My grandma kissed her and put her tongue in my mom's mouth. My mom brushed this off by saying she must have been drunk, but I was shocked. Me and my mom moved during my sophomore year of high school, and we now live far away from here. We see her and my grandpa every once in a while. This Easter, there was a family party, and when I was walking up and I saw her, I couldn't do it. I ran away to the bathroom before even saying hi to anyone. I was in there for a while, and I heard my grandma knock to ask me to come out. I covered my ears and waited for her to go away. A while later, I felt bad for staying in the bathroom. Someone might need to use it, so I walked out to the front of the house and sat on the curb. I was sitting out there playing games on my phone for a little bit. I looked behind me, and she was walking towards me. She came and sat down next to me, started hugging me, rubbing my arms and legs, and asked me to come to the party. I was sitting with my hands on top of my head, kind of curling up into a ball. I stayed still and didn't speak while she was talking to me and doing this. My grandpa came out too and put his hand on my shoulder. I held his hand back. I love my grandpa more than anything, and I felt so bad because he could tell something was wrong, and I couldn't say what. They both left, and I was alone again for a while. My grandma came back out again, being really touchy with me, the same as when she came the first time. I was so uncomfortable that I couldn't move or do anything but let her touch me. Then she said, "I'll sit out here with you." She sat down next to me with both her arms on me, the one person I wasn't going in there to avoid. I finally got up and walked to the other side of the street. Later, my brother came and pulled me back into the party, where I had to hug her and apologize to her. I wasn't going to tell anyone how I felt about her until after she passed. I didn't want to ruin our family. But I keep getting put in situations where I have to be around her, and I hate it. What if no one believes me and everyone hates me for thinking she was a creep? Or they all do believe me? What even would happen? Would she not be able to come to family gatherings anymore? What would happen to my grandpa? Would he take the side of his wife, and I wouldn't see him anymore? I was thinking of telling my dad because he's been removed from that family now, and I just want an adult to believe me and tell me I'm not crazy. But even if he did, I am a transgender boy, and my dad is not accepting. I'm scared that if I tell him, he will use it to say it's the reason I think I'm trans. I don't know what to do.